Where's that Erickson?
No idea.
It's his day off.
Yeah.
I like on my day off, like to get in early, check on everything. Is he going to be like Treat Williams?
What's that mean?
Well, I saw a tweet Treat Williams on Twitter. God, that's hard to say.
Tweet Williams on Twitter.
Treat Williams on Twitter, and he's like, he has a farm, and he was talking. His tweet was about this. I wish I could bottle the smell of this grass. Like cutting the lawn or whatever. Big tractor. And then I saw later in the day that he was dead.
What?
Treat Williams is dead, and I went back and to his Twitter page, and it was that tweet, and then I read the news, and he did in fact die in a motorcycle accident. Several hours after his tweet.
You thought it might have been a grass bottling accident?
Well, it's just I don't know. It's like you want to make sure your last tweet's a good one, and for Treat, that was right on par with what he had to say about stuff, and positive guy and all that. So it was, like you don't want to be like, fuck you, Brandon, or oh, well, I don't know, whatever it is. But I mean, it's kind of like you're when if I found out any of us died, well, besides me, I would go Google and see what happened.
Fuck, I think my last tweets are bitching about my insurance company. Shit, I better put something else out.
Yeah, get something to cleanse the scrub the
I was gonna delete those anyway. I just wanted to put them out there so people could see me bitching real quick and then delete them.
Yeah, if you're gonna go do bumps or something, you might want to go back over your Twitter to make sure you don't have anything you want to leave there. Like one like grandma'd have, or like Doug's mom, it's okay to be dainty. And what's hers, but like something like that, where it's like
time to be dainty in this time.
Yeah, it's like kind of a sign off.
Time to be a pig.
Mm-hmm.
I was so happy yesterday when I was on the phone with the USAA insurance all day bitching, and everybody told me nothing they could do. They overcharged me by a fuckload since April. And anyway, I was so happy I won after all day of them telling me I was fucked anyways.
Yeah.
I was so happy I called Stanhope and told him about it.
Yeah. That's great, because, it's like when you get those wins where they go, oh, okay, I can do this. Let's do this. Like, that's when you've won, where you didn't snap. You thought about calling her cunt. You're thinking, wait, no, there's still a little fish in line.
Oh, I snapped.
Yeah.
I definitely.
Wait, they said that they've been overcharging you, but they were unable to give you a refund.
Well, what it is in April, apparently my refund or my policy updated.
Yeah.
And it used to be $308 every 6 months for my motorcycle policy. And in April, it updated and it went to $1,125 every 6 months.
Yeah.
From $308. And that's not reasonable at all.
Maybe.
And I would have known that had I looked at my policy. And I would have known my policy updated had they mailed me anything saying that, but they didn't. They just put it to my inbox in my USAA app.
Yeah, which we all check those every day, right?
That's why I'm late. I was checking my USAA app
yes,
all day.
Through your insurance portal.
Yeah,
it was clearly my fault. They told me so.
Hey, can my buddy Gronk get a insurance?
No, he's not a troop. So
you gotta be a troop. Or
that was part of my strategy. Is I told them that I had already contacted the local K-Gun 9 on your side, and they were very interested in the story where USAA clearly dicked over a disabled veteran. They especially liked the hook part, where I'm so disabled that I haven't even ridden said motorcycle in so long that my battery's dead. And they thought that would make an interesting angle, where they showed me in my garage with my motorcycle with the dead battery that they're trying to cut to, where they showed my for 308 to 1125. And the guy still was like, no, sorry, dude. Neither me or my supervisor or anybody else can go back in time and fucking take your money away. You just owe all this money, buddy. Sorry. And I was like, well, you're wrong. And whenever his supervisor got on the phone, she was like, Aaron, I want you to stay on the phone. I told him, Aaron, I was like, what's your name? He's like, Aaron. I go, Aaron, the news wants to know, what's your last name? He's like, I'm not telling you. I'm not telling you my last name. I go, is that because you're ashamed, Aaron? Are you ashamed of what you're doing, Aaron? Is that why you don't want to tell the news your last name? Yeah.
Do you have?
So whenever his supervisor got on, she goes, Aaron, I want you to stay on the line. And he's like, yes, ma'am. She's like, she's like, I want you to go back to the beginning of this policy and remove the motorcycle off of Mr. Shank's policy. So Aaron had to go through and explain to me how I now have credits on my account, and my bill will be significantly lower for the next few months.
Do you think it hurts your argument in those situations that you weren't at military, not to insult your service, sir, but that you weren't in a scrum or anything? Do you have to go, I didn't spend 6 weeks running an obstacle course just so I could sit on a phone and listen to some young punk?
That's the great thing. They don't know what you did or didn't do.
You're just peeling potatoes.
You're automatically handed stolen valor.
Yeah. You're a hero.
Yeah.
For a product that you spend a lot of money for that you never use. I mean, you buy it in the hopes that you'll never use it. That's what fucking insurance is.
Treat Williams found out, unfortunately, with his motorcycle.
At one point, I had him cracking up because the lady was like, before I knew that how much it went up, the lady tells me, well, the problem was that your motorcycle went up. Let's try to get that down. And I go, okay, well, what can we do? She goes, well, how do you feel about raising your deductibles? And I go, on the motorcycle? And she goes, yeah, right now your motorcycle deductible is $500. She goes, how do you feel about raising that to $1,000? And I go, ma'am, in Arizona, we don't have to wear helmets, and I don't wear a helmet. So if I wreck the motorcycle, I'm not coming back from that. And my wife gets a bunch of money. So can you raise it more than $1,000? She can pay it. I don't give a shit what the motorcycle deductible is. And she was fucking cracking up. But
yeah. That's a fucking I mean, you get those people by making them happy or laugh or on your, it's like nobody wants to be on you. They reluctantly show that, and then they do that. It's like, you did better there than you did at the VA, I bet. Judging from no police response surrounding your place.
Yeah.
I got on to how you can check in on Southwest 24 hours out. I tried to do
every
that.
airline.
Yeah, I tried to do that and I couldn't. And then I had to wait. I couldn't do it online. So then I call them. It's like 24 hours is happening right now. And then it's like, it's going to be a 28-minute wait. So I just had to be all right. But then I got on there and I was shaky old white man who'd been disgruntled, been denied my rights and then she goes, sorry about that. Well, you should have got this, but if you didn't, you must not. It was basically my fault. And all I could do is show up with a fucking sea boarding pass.
Look, we've gone through that. We've been down.
This happened again.
So many times. You spend way too much time, effort, and energy and brain power worrying about checking in for a flight and getting on the fucking plane. Just go to the airport and get on the plane when you get there.
Pre-board.
You don't need to wrap up all this anxiety around,
especially Southwest, because you don't assign a seat. You just stand in a line.
Here's what I have become. I've become like a frontline reporter for what the fuck is holding everybody up. I saddled up to my group. You start, you just know, okay, my group's going, the wheelchairs are moving. So I get up in this group and I compliment this guy on his hat. I go, hey man, I like your Batman hat. He didn't respond. I go, all right. And then she goes, and then the lady coaxes him and says, he likes your Batman hat. And then he goes, so, all right, I'm with, can I push you or whatever?
This was your chance to glom on to their early boarding.
I became in this group. In fact, there was passes. They were like running their tickets and I was in the group. I was in the midst. And this is a group of mentally retarded, challenged adults.
So no one noticed.
I looked, there was me and there was another Forrest Gumper. That's what I call us normals. You know, you have to go, is that guy retarded? Well, he's with the group. You know, so I was with the group, and and here's where we're going. Fucking Disneyland. Are you kidding me? Retarded adults, we're going to Disneyland, and I'm pre-boarding, and we get down the jetway, and Batman won't get on the plane, or something's going on. Like usually when there's a chair, they just I think they count on a level of cooperation from the wheelchair. But this
are you fake, Andy? Are you fake in charge of this guy with the Batman hat?
I was a part of the group.
Yeah, but are you did the reason you complimented Batman hat was so that you could make it look like you were with the group? Did you stay with them like you were a handler?
That's me saddling up.
Yeah,
the group.
He stayed with them, but he treaded that line between handler and handlee. Like, whichever one you needed to think he was when you were looking at the group, that's fine, you know.
I'll throw a thumbs up at the ticket agent, and he can interpret it however he wants.
Well, that thumbs up from Batman was the last positive thing he did. So I'm down there, and I'm hanging out, and find out, well, we're going to Disneyland, and can you believe it? And they were, I was one of the group, but I was also, I think that other people thought of me as maybe, a really down to earth, counselor.
You'd like to think so, but yeah.
Just keep telling yourself.
The steward, when I walked onto the plane, I was number 4 of the group, and they didn't, separate me from the group. In fact, when I got to where they were putting the assigned seats, she looked at me and she goes, "I think you're good to go." Double thumbs. But there's one dude I was talking to, and he really liked, he's told me about the Disneyland thing. I go, "That's great, man." I go, "You got a favorite ride there?" And he goes, "Characters." I go, "Well, you can't ride the characters."
Well,
and then
hold on now.
Yeah. Chaille's on the right page. He's a ladies' man, he tells me, and he hugs can I get a hug? He asks one of the attendants. He goes, "All right," and gives him a hug, but you can tell it's one of his problem areas. And then I go, "Well, what are you gonna see?" And he goes, "I like the female characters." And I go, "Yeah, hell yeah, the princesses." And
so we're talking like Pocahontas, Snow White.
Yeah, I didn't go
not like Minnie Mouse,
because he was every time I Cinderella. This guy, it's like I was in a group of people who were on Molly, and I got there late. This guy was fucking rolling, excited about the whole thing. Each princess I named, he was fucking excited and everything. And I God damn. And then I was like, "What's taking so long?" Because I'm a pre-boarder first. I'm a retarded gentleman. And God damn it, I wish I could.
So already at this point, this group that you've befriended and joined,
John,
already ready to cut these fuckers loose.
Well,
and move past them if they're holding.
Yeah.
And he's slowly realizing that he could have been comfortably sitting in the lobby if he only would have stuck to his boarding pass.
But I was like right in the middle of it. So it was like, I didn't go to the airport thinking I'm going to be hanging out with a group of retarded adults on their way to Disneyland, possibly the happiest place on earth, with possibly the happiest people on earth. But that doesn't make them easy to be around for the people who are working with them. They look like they'd already been through the fucking ringer. I think this was their first flight. I mean, this happened at 6 this morning. I was part of this group and hanging, and anyway, what the guy wouldn't fold his legs up right for them to get him onto the plane. So then they wrestled him back, and that's when I took over the squadron. I go, "Well, I can take these 4 and head on there." And
the counselors all, "I can really appreciate the help, but I don't know if this guy's been vetted."
Batman was being difficult, and there was 3 of them, and the Batman required all 3 of them. So it was like boom, pow, going on back there. And I boarded with these fellas, and then there was another handler she was like the Chaille. She was like, okay, I was gonna, let's all go to the back. It should be fun back there. They had a real random, I mean, they had a specific, don't sit him, he can't be near women, put him over by the window.
Pest right away, huh?
For the love of Christ, do not talk about Cinderella. So they all got situated and everything. And then I sat in the back of the plane for, it was in 10-15 minutes went by. I wasn't specifically paying attention to how much time, but it was a lot of time. I'm thinking, well, this plane's, it's got to be, getting people on here. There was still nobody getting on the plane. And they had wrestled him in the chair. The chair was in, and I think at some point they dragged him out and strapped him in, and I think it required like extra people. I went up there just to to see if I could help, and my group was sitting there.
And what was your specialty in being able to help?
I wrestled
your patience.
I wrestled a paraplegic into a station wagon. I'd say that made me the most qualified.
Wait a minute. Your Honor, I object. Didn't you, when you wrestled that paraplegic into the station wagon, then shut his foot in the door?
No, his foot fell. His foot was dead. And when something dies, it just falls over. That's what happens.
I can just see Andy walking to the front. Hey, I'm done with these tards back here. What do you got going on up here?
Oh shit. I know not to try to address them in any kind of politically correct way. Everybody here this group sure is enthused about Disneyland, is what I called them.
What's funny is I think just a couple weeks ago, I read an article from the opposite end of what you're talking about, where these young girls were talking about how horrible it is to work there, where they literally get molested all fucking day long.
Disneyland.
Yeah.
Oh man, I got a picture I'll wave if Cinderella happens to be listening. But it was I'd say that he's here's the thing is why won't the parents take them? They did that. They're now in their 40s and they want to go to Disneyland, and they're not a lot of fun to take pictures of with the characters anymore. Hey, stand by Woody. Happy 40th. Batman, and I don't know what Batman's going to gain out of Disneyland, but it's not going to be as much fun for the people who have to be wrestling. But
you keep saying Batman. And I just want you to know that I know it was a Batman hat, but when you say Batman, I imagine a 45-year-old man wearing a Batman costume going to Disneyland.
He had a
which would be a universal property, I believe.
Yeah, it seems like a crossing of the streams right there.
Yeah,
like when you can just wear like a Batman pen, but when you got it, other people I'm not a Batman, but I recognize a Batman.
Like the way motorcyclers wave at each other.
Yeah. Yep, exactly. Hi, how's it going, man? Cool. I like that hat. Are you a pre-boarder? Me too.
Yeah. See, the whole time
I had to actually say the word cancer to pre-board this time. She looked at me like I was full of shit, and I knew I was full of shit. And I said, cancer. And she goes, pre-board.
Oh.
That's all you have to say is cancer?
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say,
that could be your astrological sign. Fuck.
Yeah, I'm a Leo, but
your astrological sign.
And I'm starting to when people you complain about
wait a minute.
Oh, there he is. Wait,
what? Chaille just ran off. He put that picture up and then ran off.
Oh, that's a burn victim, not a blackface.
I thought it was Ghost Rider in blackface.
It looks inappropriate, but as long as hey, I'm so like somebody.
I'm still not sure.
I know, but wouldn't that be embarrassing to go? I am so, I don't usually say anything, but you're in blackface, and that's so inappropriate. I was in 9/11. My face has been burned beyond recognition. Carry on, hero.
Bunch of.
It's been a fun episode so far, you guys.
This is like when we should ask for hey man, if you can help support our podcast, get on the Patreon. because we do it at the end, and then it's like sometimes people go in and eat a bunch of buffet, and then they'll take off before the bill drops. I think that's what happens. We go at the end of our episode. People are like, "Oh, I'm full," and it's like when the collection plate comes out at church or whatever. It's like some people got to go to the bathroom right before it comes around.
You don't want to get in the parking lot when everybody's leaving, man.
You got to get out of there. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, well, there you go. That's it.
I think didn't Stanhope do something that Stanhope did something egregious involving a burn victim that was anyway. But so I was kind of bummed because I was thinking I thought maybe me and the group would, meet up later or whatever. I was like, because
during the flight.
Well, I didn't want to sit by him because quite honestly, sitting by 4, 5.
But I mean, aren't you supposed to if you're the handler?
I'm like a sheriff, marshal, or what? I get a better view from the back of the plane.
Yeah, you like to optically pat down the whole plane.
But if I would have said, stand aside, I'll do this. Like I've wrestled my dad into the chair. I've wrestled, sure, I knocked a couple of feet off of him, but everybody makes mistakes on the job. And it was a trainee when he's dropped his feet. But I could have wrestled that guy up in there and got everybody. That's why I think I should pre-board, is because I'm kind of like, I got an overview.
You can be helpful in ways that no one can yet.
Like if somebody was being like,
so you can't just say this is why I should pre-board.
If there's somebody causing a problem.
Yeah, if there's trust that your particular skill set will come in handy in some way during the pre-boarding process, and therefore you should be around.
Well,
if it happens, nothing comes up.
Happen.
It was just very short-term employment,
right?
I mean, I pre-boarded shamelessly since I was told by God I had cancer, and it needs to stop. I look at people and I go, well, in other areas of life, I go, do people have no shame? And then I pre-board, I look at everybody, go, you fucking saps. You fucking, good luck getting some overhead, you fucking dumb shits. But because I've done that, now I've seen on the inside of like a lot of times you stand there and go, what the fuck's taking so long? Now, if I stood back there, I could say, they might be wrestling a retarded gentleman into a seat.
Hey, Andy, what do you keep shoving in your cake hole there?
Paul made tater tots.
Okay.
Cheese curds. Okay.
Wow. You put 3 of them in your mouth and you thought they were the worst fucking tater tots ever, and you still ate them?
They taste weird. Cheesy
I'm a little bit high. Everything tastes very good.
A little bit.
That's what if I wouldn't have had enough weed to hang out with that group, but that would be a fun group to do a ride with. Maybe a couple rides.
Oh, at Disneyland.
Yeah.
Not the shuttle from the airport to the hotel.
No. Nothing about today seemed like it was going to be fun or easy. If I knew those ladies and I saw them later, I would buy them drinks and offer them weed. Or, it's like,
what would be the best ride at Disneyland to ride with the
I don't think you'd want to do them. I thought about the spinning teacups would be the easiest, but
then my God,
they're dizzy. Probably, and I hate to say it, but Peter Pan's boats or some shit like that.
Peter Pan would be good because you're contained within the and it's one of those fantasy rides. It kind of goes on a track up above.
You're gonna run into problem when you take Batman on some Star Wars things and all them.
You don't want anything that will shock them or jar them, because then you might have to run to the diaper room.
I suspect he had that, like that guy in Something About Mary, the brother. That. He was like, I did, that's why I respected him, because I'm cutting in front of you, sir.
Twigs and berries. Twigs and berries.
Okay. I did ask my wife for her. Do you still have that a blind cane you had? But she turned that. was thinking, you know, I don't want people to think that I'm some shithead just pre-boarding with like nothing. I like, you know,
You don't want them to think you're a shithead, so you're gonna fake blindness so that they don't think you're a bad guy.
they'd probably buy me a drink and tell me I was an inspiration.
Oh shit.
It's clearly he's not blind, but we're really impressed to the extent that he's gone to fake his fucking disability.
You don't make I don't make eye contact anyway, a lot of times. So I'm like, just look a little bit to the right and left of somebody. I work with blind people.
And then Andy forgets and starts scrolling through his phone.
God, this fucking that lady next to me. Oh, shut her yap. Somebody did that. They were writing some shit about the sitting in the middle seat saying I'm stuck between two fatties, or the fatties were looking at it going, son of a bitch.
Yeah, we're fat, we're not illiterate.
There was a fatty who attempted to take my middle seat after all my hard work. I blocked it. He was a
hard work.
He was a double belter too. I've never seen that before, but
the extension.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. And you want to sit in the middle seat and one belt doesn't work. Come on, man. You know, it's a full flight, but that's ridiculous.
So who'd you get in the middle seat next to
I
you?
saved it for my friend Mac, who came out here with me.
Oh,
Right, it's like, you're not supposed to do that on Southwest. Well, one, you're not supposed to lie to them and pre-board, but they're not supposed to fuck you with a seat pass when you wake up 20 minutes before the time to call in and you're all ready. And then there's like, wait, where's the click on button? It wasn't on there because I didn't have the right email.
Oh, sons of bitches.
Yeah. That's what you got to watch out for, you know, getting too emotional and then them
He was
pointing out that
emailing
you're
Delta.
the fucking idiot. But I don't know. I mean, I can't say that I won't pre-board again, but I'm starting to feel a little shameful about it.
well, I just don't get it, because I would have handled that. I would have taken my C boarding group and I would have been at the bar. And when they called pre-boarding, I would have ordered one more beer. And that
You're the
would
guy who comes
you can just
piling
go with,
on, glassy-eyed, drunk, and everybody's like, "Oh fuck, please
"Fuck,
not."
this guy. Yeah, this guy. But I got no
Well,
bag.
I mean, on that flight, there was a lot more people that they would be, oh no, don't sit next to me. Where Brett would be like, please sit next to me.
Yeah, I'd have to sit next to him. It'd be the only spots left.
Well,
Yeah.
The plane is more uncomfortable than anywhere else for me. So the less amount of time I can sit on the plane is better. Because as a fat fuck, I don't have to use two belts, but I'm also aware that, you know, I take up a bunch of room. So when I get on, I fucking fold myself up into a fucking little fucking,
and you look probably meaner than
so that I don't fucking spill into it, so that I'm more of like a regular size.
You had two
so that I'm not a
choices.
fucking dickhead.
You had
Right.
two
And then
choices, Chad.
The entire time.
You
And
had
it
two
sucks.
choices in that situation. Do it like you're doing, or be overly friendly because you're embarrassed about being bigger. And those are the worst. It's like when somebody who's like spills over into your seat and like, where are you flying to? Kind of nowhere till you get off of me, you fucking mattress.
Yeah.
But I always feel bad for them because they're, it's like, I would hate to go in there and then, like I gotta be friendly to these people. It's like, yeah, I do it like Chad, but then that's more menacing. I would rather not sit by somebody who like, oh, I'd tell Chad if I didn't know him, I was like, here, you take the armrest. Like, I'm not going to use it. I'll just slunk over here to the window more.
Well, if you've got the window, you've got an armrest that you can lean into on the window.
I try to the window and then just roll myself that direction as hard as I can. Yeah.
Nobody really knows though. Like if you're in the middle seat, you don't automatically get both of those.
You should. The gentleman's agreement is that you're being in the middle. You should have first dibs on those armrests because everyone else can lean to the side and out.
Wow. I wish
Doesn't
I was
always
like
happen,
you guys.
though.
I should take you guys should do like a Matthew McConaughey kind of a spiel and do some drums and like, don't be a dick about, I always capture that armrest and then I won't relinquish it. until I'm sure that I can trust that person not to be in my area. But
My problem is with people who recline their seat.
Yeah, that's bullshit. Those are war criminals.
I that one flight, whenever we went to Vegas, Chaille, I spent the entire flight with my fist pressed up against that fucking dude's seat because he kept trying to recline.
You do the push and then let go. That's it's almost as good as a pump, It's like,
I did.
Is he ever gonna do it? And then you go.
I did a few times. Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. I've done that a few times. Press your knee in there. So
and then you're not getting it, dude.
I was like, I just want that
room as it is.
I want that 2 inches back.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna stay in your back the whole way. But I had 2 short flights. It was a nice, easy day. I do wish I could, at least, they're probably not on Instagram, but could I follow your trip? This guy's it's just to follow that guy around with a camera when he sees a character. But like you were saying, I bet the princesses, there's probably they get plenty of that, inappropriate simpletons. No offense, but
I don't even think it's just simpletons. I think it's there's a lot of shit they have to deal with.
Well, I know when I was a young parent, when I was going to call myself a young parent, but I wasn't necessarily. But I was always enjoyed hanging with the princesses too, because they're really just it's like the same comfort level you get hanging out with strippers or juggies or whatever. It's like their hair smell, but they're princesses. But I get that somebody would be in there and just like totally fucking grossing them out and saying like I don't know, maybe mix it up with Disney talk, filth shit. I did tell that guy, I go, Cinderella, she's got she lives right there in her castle, so you'll probably be stalking around that Cinderella's castle.
Peeping in the windows.
They don't I'd say Splash Mountain would be a good one for them, but they don't. I think they closed that. But I'm not the cleanest guy either, but I did notice some body odor coming off the Princess Hound, so Splash Mountain would probably be a good refresher.
That just reactivates though. That's not enough to wash
that water's
away.
wasn't clean. I heard that closed due to
Splash Mountain.
Well, Disney got all woke and decided that actually was a racist caricature movie, and I don't know. I mean, whatever.
I think about Song of the South.
Well, they closed that ride, and I'm not sure why they did, but they finally did close down Splash Mountain.
Okay, so Disneyland Splash Mountain has officially closed after more than 33 years at the California resort. Disney announced plans to close Splash Mountain at Disneyland and Walt Disney World in 2020 after petition to change the beloved water rides theme went viral. Wow, what a bummer.
Don't go in there. Yeah, it was fucking Uncle Remus. And, everybody else was doing their parts in the movie, and they're like, could you stop being a caricature? We want to get some distribution on this thing, bro. It's gonna end up like the Unbookables and the dust heap of that. Was actually
but James Inman's our Uncle Remus.
Yeah, I would say so.
I can see that.
I do see it.
The star of the Unbookables. What a burden that aren't you glad you won? Well, Sean was the star of it and it killed him, and then we're like, who else can we make? And then James made himself the star of it, and he's James Inman. There goes Mac Chase, not too big to sit in the middle seat.
Good for him.
Yeah,
they're just rebranding it, so they're just they're taking out all those characters because of Song of the South, which I can't remember.
I hope it goes real soon. Wouldn't it be great if it goes super gay? Don't go in there, Brad Rabbit.
Splash Mountain's a fucking cum shot. Funny shot at the end.
Yeah.
It's just in your eyes and dripping off your chin.
And then just to fuck with everybody, it's Uncle Remus going, damn, that was good.
Damn.
Full caricature mood.
Well, I hope that they have fun. They're probably having fun right now.
Yep. Oh, well, yeah. Probably a nap. I would hope napping. You know, it was a short flight, 2 short flights, but they, you know, I had to get on 2 different planes.
To get
I
from-
can't
from
imagine.
Portland to Los Angeles.
From Eugene to Oakland and then Oakland to LAX. That's where I was like, cool. I was thinking, you know, hang out with them and on the Burbank flight, but they, you know, they're not going to fly to Burbank and get in a van. They're going to land.
Oh yeah, that would
right,
suck.
right as near the theme park as they can get. Yeah.
Or that would be Santa Ana. John Wayne Airport would be the closest.
I could do that. I mean, you know, like what was that movie, Dream Team? I could take some like mentally fucked up people on a road trip to Disneyland, and you wouldn't want to, you know, it'd be like one of those, like, you know, you broke every law in the book, O'Canahan. Yeah, but look at the smiles on their face.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Get them all laid.
Yeah, sugar them up, get them. Well,
Oh yeah.
yeah. Well, they probably, you know, that is something that probably, you know, besides people, I bet that most mentally, fuck, I'm really struggling with PC.
Mentally challenged. You can just keep
That I don't think they fuck it as a bunch, you know. Like I know for, you know, I mean, this guy doesn't, you know, the guy I talked to, his mouth was so vile. I can't imagine, you know, him being able to fuck anything that didn't have a mask on it.
I had a job managing a group home one time, and one of the guys there, they had moved him like to every group home because he kept banging all the chicks in every group home, so they had to put him in one like an all dude group home.
There's our
Is that Batman?
no, that's not Batman. Batman
That's,
was
Cinderella
he was blocking the door, and it turned into, you know, quite a long time of, you know, hanging with the fella as a group there. There's one little lady who had her, you know, she was all about the trip and all that, you know. I think, I don't know, my wife and daughter were pretty focused when we were at Disney. She had her game plan. The other guy, he's going to get sidetracked by the first set of tits he sees. If he was in my charge, I'd just get you know, say, this is, you know, don't tell your folks about this, but I'm putting a dog collar on you. Gonna let you run around a little bit, but I'll never be more than 5 minutes away. You know, blue dolphin into the earpiece and princess down. Watch this one, princess. He's a hugger.
But Andy's
start
yelling
moving
at,
as soon as he hugs. Just start moving as soon as he hugs. Go.
but Andy's nowhere near. He's like yelling it across the courtyard, waiting to get a turkey leg or something.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the kind of, you know, management style I could offer.
I mean, you have to enjoy the park as well, Andy. I mean,
everybody on a leashing
Well,
up.
no, just like keep you know, if there's like, you know, they're all moving, everything's cool. Like cluster in an area, then, you know,
It's not a wagon train of Clydesdales.
and then when you find somebody and there, you know, is an incident, you go, there you are. How'd you dang it. Let you out of my sight for 25 minutes and you've gone all the way to the other side of the park and abducted a princess. Oh shit, Dave.
Andy thought the term was important. The PC is, but I'm going to put him in a collar.
and let him go for 20 minutes.
What I would like to know is, what do we call, you know, how, if you were doing a song about you and your culture, how would you say it? You know,
What?
Bang, just straight up you know.
Are you talking about with a hard R?
Yeah, that's how, I mean, they would say it. And I'm not saying I'm not going to steal that, but I know I could hang with them and not be singled out and go, what's going on here, Brainiac? I think it's you know, I think the key is to be able to shut it all off.
I still use that. I mean, not when I'm talking to somebody that's mentally challenged, but like as a descriptive word, like as a mechanic, like if you're working on timing, you can either advance the timing or you can retard the timing.
Mm-hmm.
One is fast, one is slow.
Yeah.
So retarded means slow.
Yeah.
You want to
So, I mean,
suppress
you
a
can still
fire?
use the word as a descriptive term. You know what I mean? I don't know what the
If
fuck
you're trying to suppress fire, you try to do it with a soft R. It won't work. I need it retarded.
You end up like that burn victim in the last picture.
Oh, now Uncle Remus is on there in the same spot. Oh, darn it. Chaille's making us think bad thoughts. Oh, so I got to promote this show that's happening here. In fact,
So right, so you're at Paul Provenza's
yeah,
house. Right
Paul
now.
Provenza's. We're gonna do a backyard green room show with celebrity guest Kristine Levine, Henry Phillips, Doug Stanhope, Paul Provenza will be there, and the fabulous Annie Lederman. And
Wow.
and as this is a behind the scenes, but in the audience will be comedy legend Bruce Baum.
Really?
Oh, really?
The diaper guy from the 80s is going to be in an audience of something I'm doing.
Oh, that's cool. This could be your big break.
I haven't performed in front of a man in a diaper in a lot of years.
Well, didn't you on the way out?
On the way up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be triggering for you in a way.
But no, it's gonna be fun. And and you can watch it live, and you can also do a meet and greet. We're gonna be like hanging out and doing narcotics, and you'll just zoom in from wherever, and you know, well, something like that. But we're gonna do a meet and greet, and it'll be zoomed live. And oh wow, man, I'm glad I see what he looks like now, because I would have thought it was that singers that died recently of Crosby, Stills and Nash.
Gordon
yeah.
Lightfoot?
Yeah.
Gordon Lightfoot.
Is that Gordon Lightfoot?
You start making all these jokes from doing crowd work. Like, you think I'm Gordon Lightfoot?
At one point, that Bruce Baum was going head to head with Howie Mandel for the most outrageous prop comic, you know.
Yep.
We all
Little
know.
did they know Carrot Top was coming for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a big way.
I've been trying to work
Still
out. Now I
going.
see this Matt Riff kid, and I'm like, what's the point? You know, is that his name, Matt Rife?
I think it's Rife.
When I got a phone, well, I told you guys about this, but somebody wanted to talk to me about my brand, and he brought up that guy and told me, that guy's so big that he's developed secondary scams where people call up and go, wow, Matt, this guy's killing it, and I can tell you his formula, and I can take over your social media accounts, and do you want to sell out stadiums like Matt? Fuck no, man. None of that. But that's the first time I heard it. It's like sometimes you like I heard about somebody told me about a song music called the Macarena, and I didn't know anything about it. And then since I heard that, and then like within hours I'd heard it, and then I heard people, and then it's a dance craze and shit. Like I just kind of, it would be nice if you could just stay on the other side of those. Like, yeah, I've heard about it. I'm not going to participate, and I'm blocking any further mentions of that. But you cannot.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, I came back in late. I had to let the dog out.
It's the same as if you're sitting here
We
the
were
whole
promoting
time.
the show.
Way to leave.
We were
Yes.
promoting the show. Green
happened?
Room, Doug Stanhope, Henry
Yeah,
Phillips, Andy Letterman, Andy
I think
Andrist.
the Bruce Baum picture
Kristine-
threw him off.
that
Oh yeah,
fucked
Bruce
up.
Baum
Yeah.
will be there, not performing, but he
Not
will
He'll be
performing.
there. But there's
Sans
waiting for-
diaper.
We're
waiting
gonna-
for Guffman style.
so you can order it online and watch it with us as it happens. And also there's going to be an audience here of about 70, 80 people. I'm hoping Sandra will be here. I didn't invite anybody because it's not, but James Frost, I'm sorry, you don't listen to the podcast, or you would have known about it. So fuck you for not listening. But
He's not hearing that either, by the way.
no, probably not.
Okay,
But
so
he
you're
sent
just-
me a message saying this really hurts, and why, I thought you'd tell, it's like, I didn't tell anybody.
Did
I'm
he
just
do
shut up.
that? Did he do that sincerely?
I think he was, I think he wanted to be at the show, but I didn't tell
Well,
him.
but fuck off, James.
Yeah, I didn't call anybody. I didn't invite Chad. I didn't invite you guys. Or
This really hurts You didn't tell me about a comedy show you were doing, comedian.
But here's the thing: it was on the
Fuck
internet.
off.
On the internet, like the internet said it for me.
But it was, I mean,
Well, I mean, it seems like it's kind of it's at somebody's house. I mean, that's
right.
limited
So yeah, Sandra will be here.
But anyone can go by logging in and going
Exactly.
to nowherecomedy.com.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy a ticket
right.
and go.
You can get a ticket and watch it at home.
you should just have a, sorry, James, Paul and the Green Room Show has a very strict no juggalos policy.
Oh, that is true.
This is a house show. This is a house show in a civilized neighborhood. No juggalos.
With plumbing and electricity.
And he may, I said, all you got to do is get, do your, but it's like, why? I'm not a travel agent. I don't make, it's all I can do to drag myself up to get someplace. And the thought of putting an invite to everybody who, I thought of people who's in LA.
The idea of somebody who we've met and you met on the road and hung out with a little bit, all of a sudden now is at such a fucking best friend level that he's emotionally hurt that you didn't mention a show you had in Los Angeles where he doesn't even fucking live.
But
Fuck off.
But he did get invited because it's on the internet. It's right there on behind Chaille.
Well, right now everybody just got
invited. I didn't get it. Andy didn't invite me either. I don't.
Know whose feelings I hurt today? Everybody who waited to board those planes legitimately. I hurt their feelings.
Yeah, get in line.
It didn't hurt my feelings because I was at the bar with the rest of my C group.
Yeah. So any feelings that were hurt are inconsequential to me. I'm sorry. I got here on my own, and it's on the internet.
Yeah. I stole retard valor. You think I care whether your feelings are hurt?
You don't steal it. You dip. You just dip down, and that's what I don't feel like. Like when I got on the plane, I wasn't like I was just like clear your thoughts, and like that. So
just be you.
Yeah, I'm like the other, when I looked at and Dave was talking to him about the rides and stuff, and the other guy goes, and that's that's what I'm going for.
Just mouth open, breathe through your mouth.
Yeah. Fun.
I'm excited for the show. I think it's going to be a real
and
good
hey,
time.
let me just say you're invited to be here.
Oh, thanks.
Oh,
thanks. I've been pretty upset recently, but now that you say that, I feel better.
Hey, we've all been through a pandemic, and
I see it starts at 7:30 Andy time,
and it's going to be like pocket drugs earlier.
But it's basically just like they're reprising the Green Room.
Yeah,
format,
we're gonna
right?
do it. We're gonna do. Some of us are gonna do a little comedy skit. Comedy set or whatever.
Or whatever. Well, that would be, that's a little different than some of us are going to do a skit.
Yeah,
right.
Skit sounds like you guys are going to do a dead parrot thing from Monty Python.
This, sir, is a dead parrot. It's expired.
This is my skit. My skit. I'll be wrestling Batman into a chair. This guy got kicked off the plane in Oakland. He's happy to be here with you in Burbank.
Stanhope came out. He's just gonna do a thing where him and Andy pretend to steal Paul's DVD player. It's gonna be hilarious.
I did almost at one point. I considered working with a special needs man, the man baby who my brother worked with. He had a cop fantasy. And he's kind of fun to hang out with and stuff. And then
man baby it was from your guy from your hometown who was
no man baby worked. Well, my brother had a crew, and he was a guy who worked with him. He was like a 35-40-year-old guy with rotten teeth. He probably weighed about 80 pounds and dirty clothes. He talked like he was a tough guy cop. And Brian Lee over in Boise, Idaho, who was managing the Funny Bone, he was calling me because I was getting physical threats, not maybe death threats, but somebody wanted to fuck me up from a situation that happened before. And this guy, what happened before was this guy sent similar thoughts about something, like he didn't want to, he didn't like my show, wanted to, I was gonna fucking this guy up or whatever. And then I called his house, and that's what the threats when I wasn't there was like, this guy calls like every couple of weeks to find out if I'm there. He's going to kick my ass. I humiliated him in front of his family. So I guess the guy must have had like an answering machine. And when I left him a profane message for him, he must have played it, and it hurt his kids' feelings, and grandma and everybody was upset. But this guy had like kind of he was going to fuck me up. So I did inquire about, seeing if my brother wanted to come over and bring the man baby. And I was going to put him in a little security outfit and put him on stage just to have, like, some sort of, hey, don't fuck with me. You're gonna have to go through the man baby.
Yeah. So you've got previous experience.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, from grade school, I was always there. I sat in a classroom that had a view of them on a bus. That's where they put the handicap class, and they had a bus. So I would sit there and go, man, it always looked better. As I was starting my formal education, I thought, why can't I be more like those guys? And they're like 18 years old, still going to grade school with bad teeth. And like, yeah, they seem to have way more fun.
They're on a bus already.
I've always been, I guess, it's like I haven't been around a lot of people of different colors, but I've been around a lot of white people of different levels of intelligence on down to, I'm down to drinking tap water out of the sink, That's where I am anyway. That's my level. So that's my promo for the show.
Good job.
Right.
And and I guess that's it.
Wait, what? So explain again, where do we see this? How
okay,
do we
you go to
this?
nowherecomedy.com, right?
Nowherecomedy.com. The stream will be on that site.
Yep, and you can order it and watch it live.
How much is it to order it?
And
hold on, I'm checking.
Yeah,
that's what I was just wondering. I was like,
because actually,
he said that's my promo, and I'm done promoting it.
If you're watching this, you should order it up, man.
You should.
It's like it says here, it's an online Zoom, basically.
It's a witch hunt.
Tickets are, early bird ticket is $10 plus a $2.24 booking fee. The general admission is $15, and the VIP is $30. But if you do a couples ticket, it's $45 for the
couples VIP ticket, $45. That's a bargain. All that entertainment for $45.
What are you going to get, Dad, for
someone?
What are you getting, Dad, for Father's Day? Probably just some of the same old shitty cologne, or I don't know. Dad doesn't like anything.
Another stupid tie.
Yeah, another stupid tie. It doesn't matter. He's going to die anyway. Well, maybe he'd like some comedy. Yeah, he likes comedy. All right. But there's a skit
with 2 links. Maybe I'll find somebody to pitch in with.
Oh, this is something, Andy, when you go on your next promotional tour here, I know you're doing a bunch of things after the show today.
Yeah.
Do mention a rush, an urgency is that it will fill up. There's limited seating on the Zoom call.
Okay.
So that would be a reason to purchase in advance.
Oh, buy your tickets now.
Yeah, don't call me up. Say my feelings are hurt. I tried to order it and it was sold out.
Can't believe you didn't tell me you were doing this.
I think I need to jump on this and get the $10 one. I don't think I need a VIP, I guess.
And yeah, so
you get the $10 one. You don't let Jenny watch over your shoulder, because that's a couple ticket. God damn it! Don't you be?
She'll be babysitting kids.
Oh. Okay then.
Don't just put a stupid.
Another thing is, if you like, I know that we in the past when we've done our this is basically the happy hour we've done, or the board meetings. If you and everyone on our Patreon is cool, they don't post the link. It says here that if you post the link, that you and the other person using the link will be locked out. So that's another thing.
Then you'll have to pre-board.
Don't be a dick.
Well, that should be fun, Andy. And you're gonna do some comedy.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea what you're gonna do?
I got a semblance of a game plan, but hearing that Bruce bombs in the crowd, it's gonna throw that game plan out the window. But I got a
don't try to go too directly
then we're sitting
deep of a Bruce Baum reference.
Then we're sitting
because the only person in the room who would get it is probably
Bruce
enough at this point to not understand it. So
yeah, Kelly Carlin will be here. That's
on.
probably a little higher up the comedy level, or Kelly Carlin.
Kelly Carlin's cool.
Yeah, but yeah, it's gonna, and then so we're got a little stage, and then we're gonna get in the middle. Crowd's gonna reset, and it's gonna look like the green room.
People that don't know, the green room was basically a bunch of comics sitting, and then the crowd was in the round around them.
And a lot of them were comics too. It seemed it seemed like a lot of the crowd were comics, or at least there
were comics in the crowd. Correct. Yeah.
Which is, I think there'll be, a fair amount of that here too. So
are you guys going to talk about the movie?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm sure.
I mean, are you sure?
I've got a voice.
Okay, well, I mean,
all that has to happen for that. I mean, I can ensure it'll happen on my end that I'll,
let's fucking go.
And in fact, that's what, yeah.
Just make sure. Get a game plan with Doug so that Doug has a plan too to talk about it.
It's all falling in. And anyway, this is to me, it's kind of the end of it, to go, all right, I mean, whatever happens going forward or whatever, but to me, I mean, I was in a courtroom with Doug and we had lots of drinks and shit and everything, but on the other side of it, where it's like, it's all kind of fucking behind me and shit, it's like, all right, this is a nice little party I threw myself.
Sure, absolutely correct.
With a theme, and Doug was there at the Doug was the reason I went there. Doug
when you confronted your molester.
Yeah, when I confronted Doug, when I was on the Man Show with him, we'd talk about weird shit. And one of the things I was thinking, I was thinking about that, that guy had films of me, and if I could get a hold of those films, could I put myself up on the internet as getting molested, and then close with, hi, I'm now 57, cancer, it's a real buzzkill or whatever. But that's what I was thinking, like, well, I wonder if they, but Doug's just started sleuthing for him. And I was like, it's like, he's probably not, but he's moved and he's kind of under the radar or whatever. But it was like, Doug made it, like, oh, instead of this being kind of like a fantasy, if I ever saw that guy, I would piss in his head or or so, whatever I might have thought back then. Now I'd treat him with legal respect and dignity or whatever. But it's and it was something that I didn't do as a joke. I did it because eventually it was just something I felt like I had to do. Otherwise this guy would always have that he got the better of me. And and I never said it was all right, and I never signed off. So, but Doug put me, in the mindset that I could go fucking go see that guy. And like, wow, what the fuck? And so that was the other idea I had is if I could clone myself and then I had sex with myself, would that make me a homosexual?
Right. So those are the two ideas you had. So
the other
idea that Doug decided to do for the show, the Man Show, was not the one where you clone yourself.
Yeah, had sex with yourself.
One was scientifically impossible. One required a lot of science.
They have a bigger budget than the Man Show had.
That's what the Man Show writing room. You just throw shit against the wall, and sometimes
science fiction
long enough. Yeah, no science fiction. Keep it real, man.
It is that's why we need to see the movie. That's why I'm excited that this is,
Well, we'll get a full report on.
I hope so.
Yep.
I hope so.
And I got some zingers for him.
Yeah.
So
good. That's
get
exciting.
a ticket, and I got some zingers.
So you don't really have a plan on how you're going to approach this.
One-liners,
want to say
one-liners and zingers.
And you have one-liners ready to go. Boy, this is a perfect plan. That nothing can go wrong.
That's why the show is stacked. No, I think, I'm ready to reemerge, and here's what I learned is my process is fucked up and it's retarded. And
the theme.
You can say that.
I put effort in, and I'm aware of how fucking frivolous or how useless my effort is. I'm more now. I'm watching it and trying to detach myself from it so I can see how fucked up it is, but I'm not fighting it. And usually what because I think I still do it. It's just done in a different way, not pen to paper. It's playing with the ideas. Anyway, tune in on Saturday. Hey, Dad doesn't need no more fucking socks. Dad don't want.
Well, it's $10.
You know what Dad wants? What Dad wants is some pussy that he doesn't have nobody giving him grief about, and maybe a few drugs.
Yeah.
Just be cool about it, and or watch. You could get the Zoom. But if you don't, who wants to take Pappy out to get a piece of ass? It's problematic. So just get the Zoom, I guess.
That would be easier.
And drugs, your dad's probably got a better hook. Hopefully your old man's got a better hookup than you do. I know, Brett's son's probably, if I were in a place with Brett and Brett's son, I think I would lean into Brett's son and go, hey man,
you're going to have more fun with him than you are with me. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
that picture he posted that one picture, and you could just, it looked like several people. Johnny Depp and
yeah, I know the picture you're talking about.
Just you could tell your boy
about a picture that none of us have.
Well, yeah,
on a podcast.
True. Hey man, I'm still trying to figure out how this shit works. It's it's a work in progress.
Yeah,
I just
we all. So Saturday night is the big show. How long are you going to be down there?
I'm here through Tuesday, which
nice.
I'm having that situation you had with your former dog, where I really wish I would have just made a shorter trip, and I may look into it, but I'm seeing how my old girl is at home, but I don't want to be not there if she, gets
tough.
Yeah. And, we got, it's like being with an old person with Alzheimer's, and it's just like, but I don't, I'm feeling bad about it. Cause like, God damn it.
You
together.
Start to feel shitty. Like if it happens now while I'm gone, I'm going to be pissed at myself forever. So I should,
but I mean,
I'm dead. I've died, or, watched all my pets.
Chaille, what do you hate dogs?
No, it's like, I mean, you still gotta live your life. I mean, it's not like you lock the dog out and it's like, he'll fend for himself. I mean, you've taken good care.
Yeah,
but it's like sending it's like one last go get the ball.
Yeah, his dog's ready to cross over
all right,
and you're not there to,
People get fucking crazy. I've been researching chickens, and there's a chicken group. A person just posted that they spent $350 taking a chicken to the vet to have its wing amputated.
I'd have taken it in and got it hand breaded.
And then the flock got attacked by a coyote, and that one got eaten because it fucking couldn't fly into
couldn't get away
with the rest of them. Yeah. So I was like, motherfucking, there's chickens and have so many problems. That's most of what I see is like, how do I fix this? How do I fix this? I'm like, motherfucker, you step on its head. They're $4 man.
Have you seen the war? There's like kind of like feuding groups of chicken owners on the Twitch, or is it on but there's like
on Chad's feed.
There's people, Chad's is laid back, you just enjoy the animals, and but there's like versions of it where they're like super chicken or whatever. There's people who really get involved with it, put outfits on them and shit. It's
they dress them up. Do they do like teleplays,
like little John Bonet chicken or whatever? however you want to do
That's
it. But
probably
yeah,
not a good one.
I know.
That
I know
was the
that.
first one you thought of.
Yeah, I guess they don't drag John.
See, maybe you
today.
should write these down to think about them.
That's one of the zingers. Too soon? Is it too soon? She'd
Can't
be
imagine
30
the
now. Is
context.
it?
Yeah. That one kills in Colorado. I shouldn't have told it tonight.
Yeah, someone mentioned this morning, they were like, you're not the only chicken stream I watch. And I was like,
Oh
what
man.
the fuck? I thought I invented chicken streaming. And they said, well, technically I watch a duck stream. And I was like, oh, what the fuck, man? There's
A
every
whole
kind of,
different kind
there's
of
every
vibe.
kind of goddamn streaming out there, I guess.
Yep.
Oh yeah. The one I'm watching now is my brother turned me on to it because I was just at the Midwest Honors Convention and my brother and I were hanging out for a while, and he told me this this guy in, I think he's in Tennessee. It sounds like Tennessee. Or no, Minnesota. He's in Minnesota. And he goes and he buys a car, sight unseen, goes down, buys a car, and then has to get it on the road and home in one day. And the car is like, hasn't been started for like 26 years.
Oh, geez.
And it's fucking hilarious. He's really fucking good. And he knows his shit. It's called Vice Grip Garage. And
Oh,
he's
nice.
fucking hilarious too. So,
Sounds cool as
but
shit.
you'd like it, Chad.
Yeah,
big
that
time.
sounds pretty good.
Vice Grip Garage, man. And I'm fucking addicted. So
Nice. That does sound fun.
What's that on?
it's on nowherecomedy.com at 7:30 p.m. on the
Is there
17th.
a meet and greet?
Sure is.
I bought the $10 ticket. I'll have to miss the meet and greet, I guess.
I think you met everybody.
Yeah. I'll catch you guys later.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm pretty sure Mitchell and I are getting the $45 couples package.
Couple. Oh, man.
Is dinner included?
Yeah, it is.
At least a drink, right?
Yeah. you should get something.
There's a Dr. Pepper in your fridge.
There is a Dr. Pepper. in my
You can
fridge.
have my Dr. Pepper. Yeah, I don't want
There is
it.
a Dr. Pepper. in
And
there.
Chad will send you one of his damaged chickens.
A one-wing chicken.
Try to
Wing
consume
up.
within the first 5 hours. Shipping.
My chickens are in great shape.
Yeah, Chad's got everything you'd want in the reason I clash with chickens and was I tried to let them into my world instead of building them a world. It was ill-fated.
My goal eventually is to get them where they're like right now. When I walk in, they run up to me. Like the rooster has a little call that he'll yell when he sees me walking up, and all of them will run up to the
Richard.
Yeah, he'll let them all know, like, hey, it's fucking Snack Dude.
Yeah.
And they'll all come
No,
running up.
it's God.
And they'll they come running up to see what I brought, and then I notice now they'll come run over and curiously peck around, and like if I have stickers in my socks and shit, they'll pull them out. They're pretty cool.
Oh, they take
So-
burrs off of your pant leg and shit.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a handy thing.
And so if I'm I want to get them cool enough and hanging out with me where they're pets kind of, and then I can let them out of that pen and walk around the whole property with me and kind of just free range when I'm out in the property.
They'll platoon
that's
up.
badass.
That's for sure. They like the army,
Yeah.
They won't just like walk as a group. That's what I would have liked. I think if we could have just like, let's all just pile around and be equal. But it was like me, chicken, a line of chickens. It's just, get all your ducks in a row. It's just like, why don't you get chickens?
You can't say that.
Andy's
chickens.
mad.
That's offensive to chickens.
But
Yeah, that's what it
Mm.
was. It was like, oh man, these chickens they won't march in a row.
ducks
And the
more.
guy's
Ducks
like,
hang out.
Bro, you're thinking of ducks. You should have got
Uh-uh.
ducks, man. You're like, oh right, ducks. Fuck.
Those fucking splatter shitting ducks. I looked into getting ducks. Fuck that.
They shit everywhere.
Splatter
Violently?
shitties, man. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's real greasy.
Yeah.
Oh, ducks.
Yeah.
Yeah, duck shit's like turkey shit's very offensive too. It's
Yeah.
like a sort of oil slick, and it's
Yeah.
You know,
You
now
could
I'm
slip.
gonna embrace it when
Turkey shit, you could slip and fall.
and my dog
Man,
finds
that
it
sounds
delicious.
unpleasant.
It's a like a dogs really enjoy turkey shit. It's not just my dog. The turkey shit and the dogs lick it up.
Ugh.
Yeah,
Fucked up,
there's
you know. I was like, I get it. Dogs are fucking, you know. I get why. I mean, I get why people slang them
You know, I gotta go check
You
my
know.
money.
because dogs have shit behavior, like, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I can rake the chicken shit up and compost it, so
yeah.
that's decent.
Yeah,
What do you run?
birds they shouldn't be eating turkey shit though.
Yeah, that's bad. But
It's bad stuff.
but also that dog, she staggers around and is she's gonna drop dead pretty soon. So anything she does now, I'm just going, all right.
Might as well enjoy it.
Yeah, I've been giving her extra, you know, chilling. It's yeah, it's a bummer. I wish I could I just wish she wasn't like, she's not gonna be 13 though, you know. Like your dogs run out, they always have a, you know, and I think border collies live 12 years and they die. Dang it. And then my neighbor is asking if I'm going to get another dog. Like, I don't.
Well,
I
like
don't
in
think-
front of the
well,
other dog?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
not cool.
yeah. Well,
not cool.
yeah,
Wait a
and
little
also
while.
I'm
The
not
dog's
like
not even in the ground yet, bro.
I'd have to
He's
get a
wondering
used
about
dog.
the shit lot.
Yeah, you know
Hopefully
what?
his fucking
Right,
daily
he's-
nightmare will finally end.
Uh-huh.
This might be the end of it.
Well, it's gonna be rather suspicious when there's, you know, 3 times the amount of dog shit and my dog's dead. Like, guess who's cleaning it now, fella? You know, I mean, I know what's going on, and he's just like, you know,
And imagine all the turkey shit. Now that your
yeah,
dog's not eating it all.
Oh,
Yeah,
the whole
there you go.
ecosystem
You get-
goes out of balance.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yep.
whole
Mhm.
system's turned up. Yeah, it you know, I can't imagine not having a dog. I think I've had a dog almost my whole adult life. I've owned a dog. Oh, but
Mhm.
I'm gonna go
Me too.
dogless. See how it goes. I'll probably like
Yeah.
get 30 cats or something.
Then you might as well go get a dog. If you're going to get 30 cats, and one dog is
You can
easy.
leave.
Yeah, you can leave
Yeah.
30 cats. You
Yeah,
go on
one
vacation
dog.
and leave 30
Uh-huh.
That
cats.
is true.
Yeah, I
That'd be
know
fine.
my
There
cat.
might be
and Tony,
28
my-
when
That
you
would
get
just be
back.
Lord of the Flies. They'd be down to one
Yeah.
cat if you took long enough.
Uh-huh.
An
As much as
awesome
I
cat.
I enjoy my cat, I saw how she was when her big friend died. She was like no effect. And her cat didn't cry or anything. And like when I'm dead, she'll just find another warm spot to sleep. But I do enjoy her company. But yeah, I feel like the dog would, you know,
Yeah.
like if I was gone and didn't show up, I feel like the dog would be depressed.
Mm-hmm.
It is weird that a cat, you can be easily replaced by a sunspot on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Something warm. That's all it is.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the cat that I live trapped here and got it fixed. Has not come back by. But
Would you?
No, and I found out another thing is it had 2 babies, and that's when I found them in my basement. And then I made sure I put a camera down there. I was watching them as they're coming and going. And then she removed the 2 babies,
Mhm.
and they went somewhere else in the yard. And then eventually I trapped her after the amount of time that they would be weaned, right? So I'm doing everything right.
Yeah.
And then I let her go, and she doesn't come back. And I go, oh, that's right. This is also the yard that I found out. Awesome. Backdoor Mike's dog next door had grabbed one of the kittens and just shook it to death in the
Oh, no.
backyard. So there's not a lot of good memories in this area, which, you know, that's maybe the way that I warn them to stay out of
Yeah.
here.
Is
It's
that
tough
up
on
in
the
the
streets of Bisbee.
It
is that down
man.
below, down on your street?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
down where I'm at. We got skunks up here at Doug's place.
Where the pet cemetery is starting to, I mean, it's start, you know, with all the animals in there, it's starting to take on a real creepy pet cemetery vibe.
Yeah, I wish I would have planned it a little bit better and put those 2 graves to the side or
little
something,
further.
kind of in the middle and kind of
You can move
ruin-
them.
Well, I can move the headstones and
Ah.
go, yeah, I moved
They're
them.
over
Yeah,
there. I moved
no
them.
problem.
Yeah.
Just
No, it's-
just do the little topsoil thing where you
Yeah.
move them to,
Yeah,
and be like, yes, look. I mean, you can look if you want, dig them up.
It took a while. No one's gonna. Oh yeah, someone around
wanna-
here is gonna
Right.
grab a shovel.
Right.
It's
that's
not like
what I
anyone
mean.
needs
That's
to
They don't
why
even
pray.
know what
perfect
end
plan.
to use.
Put concrete over that area.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I,
Nobody's-
that would be an area to put a podcast studio because that's a relatively unused area,
Mhm.
and we just got it all cleared out.
At night, you
and-
can hear the animals
Be a
rustle
tribute.
through. You hear that? That's one of the cats. That cat died.
We can't get anyone to get out here to get those skunks out of here. That's the big problem right now
Oh,
because they're actually
skunks.
under the house.
That sounds like a Chad Shank job. Stumps?
Yeah. I've got a
Skunks.
Oh,
Not
skunks.
stumps.
skunks are hard because they're difficult when
Yeah.
you trap them. They're gonna be pissed off no matter what.
Yeah.
My live trap for my squirrels are coming today.
Maybe put a
It's,
white stripe down the cat that Chaille catches.
Perfume it up.
See if it takes off after it.
Jenny and I was watching videos of this live trap. It's pretty cool. It's got the little thing, 2 sides of it where they go in, can't come out. The one I got is actually for chipmunks. It's called the Chipmunkinator. They've got the Squirrelinator and the Chipmunkinator, and the squirrels here are a little bit small, so I got the chipmunk one so they can't escape, and I want to use it for the rodents as well. See if that works.
Like a Chinese.
I don't know if you'll be able to catch rats. They're pretty smart.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
We'll see. They have a ratinator, and the mousetrap guy on YouTube says,
Are you talking about
it works.
that guy Sean?
Yeah.
Mousetrap Mondays.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's great.
He says it doesn't work. Mousetrap Monday
Yeah.
is great.
Yeah.
Jesus
Well,
Christ, you
that's
guys.
where I found a Squirrelinator, and the Squirrelinator is great.
Has he reviewed Squirrelinator?
Yeah, oh yeah, that's where I found
Oh,
it.
okay. Then I would do it if he says it's good. He's
That's-
legit, man.
That's the first place I went to find a place to get rid of.
Gotta
the
do your
squirrel.
research.
And I follow him on YouTube. So you might have been the one that told me about it, as a matter of fact.
I've mentioned it on the podcast before.
Yeah, but anyway, that comes today. Well, I was watching videos on it, and the lady was explaining it, showing it, and she caught squirrels, and she's says then it comes with a bucket that you can put it in, so that whenever you take them to relocate them, the squirrels don't come in contact with your vehicle. And she puts it in a bucket and slides it in her trunk of her car or whatever, and goes. And I was fucking dying laughing. And Jenny looks at me and she's like, "That's not what that bucket's for, is it?" I told her, "No, that's not what that bucket's for. That's a drowning bucket.
Yeah.
That's not a transport bucket at all." But that's fine. You can use it for that too.
You can take it to the drowning in that.
I mean,
That is the one he's got right here. This guy, that's the lid that goes on the bucket. And that is the best trap, man.
Oh, yeah. It does seem like it's just like, they drop down and hang out. But
Well, you can put water in there, or you can put some oil and
Grease,
water, and that'll
yeah.
get, but it's such a horrific way to go.
I've got pack rats though.
Yeah, that's what we got
My
here was the
I
pack rat.
just can't have like just the idea of the level of stress and death happening in a bucket over
It
the
is,
corner of
yeah.
my house. I just can't.
I'd pump in
I don't know how
soft
I'd be able
music,
to
maybe.
handle that. Yeah.
You guys like Barry
Yeah.
Manilow? I hate what I'm doing here.
My Jenny wants me to relocate the squirrels, and that's what I told my friend. I think I'm gonna relocate them to the 22 range. She doesn't know.
Yeah. Well, we treat our pay squirrels over here. I don't know. I'm not doing any feeding the Burbank squirrels.
These squirrels are very destructive. They're basically the same as the pack rats. They're
What
just
color
brown.
are they? Are they
They're-
silver?
They're gray,
Uh-huh.
but they look more like rats.
Fuck 'em.
Silver.
fuck them if they're
Well, you're
looking.
thinking
They're
of the
trying
Silver Surfer. Not the
oh, so
Silver
they're
Squirrel.
squirrels and they're squirrels and they're trying to be rats.
They like
Cancel
They're
'em.
trans.
Yeah, they're trying to be something they're not.
they're like crackhead squirrel.
They're tucking their tails.
They don't have any meat. You can't because
trying to get that hamster puss.
Have you seen nutrias? Those motherfuckers, they don't know what they want to be.
Yeah, those are weird looking, man.
Yeah. Are you trying to be a beaver? Because your tail, your tail's
Yeah,
all
you're
wrong.
a little
you
bit possum.
They got orange teeth. That's like a
This could get us blocked, so I'm gonna get in front of it here.
Yeah. What
I'll
is
go
it?
back. That's the one thing you find out with Mousetrap Mondays. This guy, he's got such a good website, or it's got such a good YouTube channel where he discusses like old designs, and then people make new designs with 3D printers. And it's really informational, but he has so many problems with getting strikes on YouTube because he's showing, killing a mouse or killing a rat, that are, it's not like he's going into a pet store and biting the head off of a fucking rat. He's going into a barn that he owns and he's trying to get rid of them. And he's showing you in the context of information and spreading good information about good traps. And he gets blocked all the time. It's fucking insane.
He probably baits them in there though.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you bait a trap to catch a rodent.
But he probably
he does.
he wants his barn to be extra rodent filled.
Well, he does actually have a whole bunch of that he uses as his own,
he has pet mice that he uses to demonstrate how a trap works without arming it to kill it.
Yeah.
That's gross.
What do you mean?
Remember
They're pets.
on
Yes,
Insomniac, David Tell's show, he shot nutrias.
Yeah, he did.
It was fun. It was part of the show. Dang it.
But
So is this guy
Erickson, just so
killing
you
these
know,
mice
like this trap right here, he would set it up and then he would have one of his pet mice go up into it, and he has like a cushion that he falls down into. He doesn't do anything that's going to hurt the animal.
And then they'd sit down there and eat sunflower seeds until the
Yeah.
morning when he comes.
All right, okay.
They're
Well,
volunteers. They all volunteer to be in the trap.
Because when I get a rat in the house, I run
Okay.
around and smash it with a broom. That's what I learned. Why was that always the thing? It's a fucking cat running around smashing a mouse with cat doesn't need that, man. Are you afraid?
Wait, what
to
are you
show-
talking about?
Wait, you're talking about Tom and Jerry?
Tom and
Cat
Jerry?
with a
Why would
broom?
yeah, cat with
Why
a
would
broom.
the cat?
They
Why
wouldn't
does
show it?
the cat had the broom? The human legs always had the. It was like you only
okay.
saw the legs.
I was gonna say, why didn't the
of the
cat just
housewife.
rip it to shreds?
Blue,
I don't think Tom carried a broom.
I also was Pixie.
Oh,
What was that?
I
Pixie
beg to
and Dixie?
differ.
He
With
did.
Jinx the cat was also.
I like Jinxie.
Those were. I think it was a less. I don't know. They were. It's just
That was a
violent.
funnier version.
Cats and which one?
Jinxie.
Yeah, Tom and Jerry wasn't really funny. It was just
Erickson, you just said, I don't think Tom would ever carry a broom.
there you
Well,
go. Yeah,
He just pretend,
he
he's
was
just
being a
cosplaying a soldier.
right
Yeah.
there. That's an exception.
Actually,
He
he's
didn't try to
not
get-
cosplaying. He's about to fall into a trap.
Yeah.
man,
See,
stupid
Fucking
cats.
sneaky ass mice,
Yep.
always playing tricks.
Not Speedy Gonzalez. Speedy Gonzalez is just straight and goes across the border. And grabs. I don't know what. I guess he just crossed the border for sport. He wasn't
Jeez.
trying to seek employment or bring a
No,
family.
he just wanted
over.
to,
He
he just
was
wanted to steal
smuggling
American
cocaine.
products.
Right. Okay. I mean, shit. Fair trade. He was the best. I mean, I get it. I can't, canceled or whatever.
Was Speedy Gonzalez canceled?
I think so. Isn't he
Well, it's a
racist?
little bit problematic because Speedy is Speedy, and he's so speedy because all of his friends are super lazy, siesta taking,
Yeah,
mice.
Maybe that's
That
just
could
like
be a little bit of a.
But see, Speedy would be good for the to like what raise awareness that like all Mexicans aren't
well,
lazy and slow.
Yeah,
and
1 out of 1,000 is super fast.
but what's wrong with if you're just like hanging out and
It's
having
because he was a cocaine smuggler. That's the whole thing.
Oh, is that what it was? Actually, not many know that, but the cartoon Speedy Gonzalez was the source material for the show Weeds.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah,
what's
they're in
wrong
the
with doing?
suburbs.
Have you been to Tijuana? You take a couple of shots of tequila or whatever. If you had a sombrero, just take an afternoon nap, lay in the alleyway, and then it became like that's I mean, they should have shown, Caucasian mice laying about too, because I think, it's racist because it's directed at one group, but it's like let's fucking all. I mean, naps are all right, man. People who don't take naps, they're missing out. That's not racist.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
I agree with the last statement. I just don't know how you got that.
But I mean, if everybody's looking at them,
It
nobody.
just seemed like every time we saw Speedy,
Yeah,
the rest of his friends were just laying around,
to be fair, there was a lot of
sleeping.
tequila around there. Oh, I don't know so much
Speedy,
tequila.
why you go so fast, man?
Yeah.
And Speedy, they never. I'll bet he's doing rails. I mean, at least the guy creating that thinking what makes him so fast? He's just the fastest mouse. But really, how come he's always so on?
No. He never breaks out with his friends.
He's never, yeah.
Yeah,
His
man,
friends
break
are
a
always
little
sleeping
off
because
for
they were
fucking
up
Pancho
all
over
night
there.
partying.
You can't even get out from under his hat.
Fucking A, man.
Maybe he's just like wired, like just wired that
natural.
way. He's just like an ADHD guy,
Mm-hmm. He was
just
one-
always just nervous.
He was. I had a doll of him. I had him and a few. I got. I don't know. I got into a Looney Tune a store that had Looney Tunes for a minute. Actually played, racist. I was probably like, oh, let's get some tacos, fiolis, my friends. Pow! And then when I did the cat, I did this, the Sylvester was the.
Was it a plush toy, Andy?
No, it was a hard plastic.
A hard plastic. I was like a
And then I think it was like the store you get with like whatever store give you stamps, and that's where I got
green,
the
green chip
green
stamps.
I got
Green
an
stamps?
OJ Simpson doll. I remember getting the OJ there, and I got them Looney Tunes there. I walk around and then I'd get like my own books of stamps. I don't know how those even happened, but I spent them. I was like, here you go, little man, buy some shit with. It could have. I mean, it was that's my. Oh, I had that one over there.
It's two of them there.
I had the little with the white one or white.
Behind me.
Blouse. Was he?
That's,
I don't care. Yeah, Speedy
Yeah.
Gonzalez. Imagine, I don't.
See, they got him standing still. That doesn't even,
Oh, I didn't. When I had him, I was like,
I don't understand that pose. I gotta say,
his butthole's hollowed out so you can put drugs in it.
Well, they didn't make a whole lot of options, and that was
It's in his
probably
ears.
the same pose as like 30 other dolls. They just,
Yeah,
you
new head.
know.
Change the feet a little bit. Uh-huh.
I guess
Yeah, those could be Bugs Bunny feet if you look at just the shape, right?
Yeah,
Turn that into Bugs Bunny pretty easily, probably.
definitely.
I never met up. I run into a couple Looney Tunes in my and it's a couple in New York.
Speedy Gonzalez on the right in the green is definitely gay. He looks like he's
that's the pride
on
version.
to the gay cruise.
Yeah,
You think?
cool with it.
He
I
just
mean,
looks
I
very
wish-
happy, very well put together.
Wouldn't that
He's
be
got
great if
scarf.
they went back and redid some of the cartoons and had gay characters just to really upset all the fucking people that are already upset? Now Bugs Bunny's woke. I always felt like Bugs Bunny was woke.
Of course he was.
He was a smart ass. He was anti-hunters or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it was like Bugs come back and he's not interested in You know, he says if you
how
have
many
sex with
times-
the females, they just make a lot of babies, and so he's hanging out with another bunny now that's a dude. Like send a lesson to kids that like it's not okay to make big families, in spite of what you're hearing at church. Bugs has got a lover. Daffy Duck is easily. I think he would be a handful for anyone.
Daffy.
I think Daffy would be my favorite character of all cartoons because he's just so fucking nutty. You can't get he's like
he's would you say Daffy?
Whoa, it was Daffy for sure.
What a coincidence.
Yeah, but he's like his face gets blown off and he just fucking puts his beak back on.
Oh yeah, that's the best.
I don't see how. I mean, Bugs Bunny was maybe your intellectual.
Bugs Bunny was very much to me. Always, whenever I watched Bill Murray, I always thought of Bugs Bunny. Like what Bill Murray does is like what Bugs Bunny would do.
So who's your Daffy Duck in that scenario?
I don't know, but Bill Murray would always, he would get some sort of running conversation thing going where he looked cool and you looked like a dumbass.
Yeah.
Well, he's dating the milkshakes girl. So he's cooler still.
What are you talking about?
About Bill
Murray's girlfriend. He's dating the singer who
a song
Bring the Boys to the Yard or whatever.
Oh really?
So, yeah.
Yeah, he's got some big titties in his life. Then
she's like 40 years younger or whatever. He's getting
Bugs Bunny was the best of all the characters. I mean, I think that's the truth.
Well, Yosemite Sam was the most realistic.
Of a human.
Upset, shooting guns in the air.
Maybe geographically, if you were somewhere in the South or Texas, maybe.
I definitely felt like Looney Tunes was a far superior batch of cartoons than you'd see anywhere else.
Absolutely.
And they covered a lot of shit. They remember those old gangster ones, and they did some.
Oh, the ones with the names ripped from the headlines.
The midget who would pose as a baby. We just talked about this.
Yeah, they'd have like 10 guys who looked like Stephen Buscemi before Buscemi was around. Like I think his parents must have looked like one of the gangsters on each side. They spit him out perfect. Stephen Buscemi is the best looking guy to ever play. I think for a gangster show, he was fucking perfect. But there are actually there's a few better that in today's market guys who go somebody you need to play Al Capone. We're losing them, man. Our gangsters are of our childhood are dying.
You're talking about character actors?
Yeah, like character actors that like Joey Diaz would
like
be
Danny DeVito, or who's the Peter Lorre, the old classic one.
Yeah.
The guy who played Capone in the show you're talking about, name's escaping me right now.
Yeah,
Boardwalk Empire. He was great. He was that guy from Snatch, or not Snatch.
Oh yeah.
Lock, Stock,
that was Snatch. Yeah, he was you like Dags?
Yeah, he was.
You like Dags?
Statham's little sidekick buddy.
Yeah. He was
great.
He was actually I saw a thing about him on Snatch. He went with a friend to go to do an interview or something, and he ended up getting the job.
The friend auditioned. He was taking his friend to the audition.
He was in the lobby.
His friend auditioned, and then he was flipping through the Men's Life magazine in the lobby when they're like, "Hey, what about you?" So that's a good story. I don't know if it's true, but it's a good story.
Well, he said the story. So
yeah, no, but that's like sounds like one of those stories that your agent tells you to tell.
Yeah.
You got to have something.
That's what I'm gonna do Saturday.
Yeah, you got a couple chambered. You said that.
Yeah.
Zingers.
I'm gonna be like Yosemite Sam. I'm gonna go in, guns blazing,
muttering under your breath. Oh, dang falutin.
You guys see the indictment day? I was like geared up for it, and it was like there's nothing to see. There was nothing to see, but it was those I like the on the street interviews you get on the internet, but it's like there was more people saying they were like, oh, I'm gonna fucking kick ass and shit. It's gonna make this look like that. And it's like I guess that hasn't happened yet, but I'm hopeful that there'll be a camera on it. As I was expecting it to be a more comical shit show, and it just kind of went by.
Yeah.
I guess we're ready to.
It is basically just the law system. It's not supposed to be like a
Yeah,
sitcom.
but Trump was trying to get, it was, you know, they were talking about a whole, you know, thousands of people at the courthouse, and, you know, this is going to be.
Yeah, it seems like that story's moved on. And then you see the story, he went to a Cuban restaurant and everybody's like, all right, and he's like, I'm buying everybody lunch, and then they hit the back door. Which I'm starting to, you know, I mean, for as fucking weird as he is or whatever, I'm starting to really enjoy the character now.
Yeah, no, now
It's
you
like,
get, you're far enough away from the.
Yeah, he's not pushing a button, or, you know, whatever he's done, he's already done, and now it's just kind of funny shit. Like, that's a fucking great trick, going, who wants a sandwich? I got you. Let me go get, I gotta take this
You
call.
just hear the screen door close.
You don't have to say you're buying anybody anything, just walk in and say hello and go. But he's a funny fucker. I've always supported him.
Yeah, he had a good one. In one of his speeches, he said that every time he flies over a blue state, he gets a subpoena.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I like
this.
this.
Actually, a good joke.
He's got a few. You know,
he's getting better. Took this long.
He's got some zingers.
Chances are he heard someone else say that.
Yeah, I don't.
Maybe someone wrote it for him, but at least he's got.
No, he wouldn't take anything. He'd steal it.
Yeah.
What makes it
Usually
fun?
When guys like that steal jokes, though, they fuck it up somehow. So they make it unfunny. He actually got that one right.
What's gonna be fun? It's just, I mean, look at it. You know, he's not gonna handle it well. They're gonna put him on timeout. He's gonna. I mean, it's just like, you know, it's just the warden's gonna keep slapping this guy because the thing that was annoying about him as president is he didn't follow the rules, and he seemed to be a little bit insane. That makes him exactly perfect for binge watching the rest of his life. He's out of control. He won't follow any rules. He's gonna keep, you know, mucking it up or whatever.
He'd be perfect as a side character on Vanderpump Rules.
Mm-hmm. I wish, I wish there was like, you know, he would agree to do a reality show for the next 6 months.
Well, he had one.
But like now, where they just, you know, behind the scenes kind of stuff, because it's probably kind of fucking funny. Like the White House plumbers was funny. You know, it seems kind of funny what they did around Mar-a-Lago. They're like, please bring us that shit back. We know you have it. Okay, we returned it all. And then they're like, move it over here. And that one dude's like moving it 3 or 4 times. The wife saying, we're not taking all those packages flying. It's like, I think and here's why I don't believe in UFOs. Almost wouldn't Trump be blathering about that shit? Wouldn't Trump go, by the way, you know, everybody, we're holding, you know, we got UFOs and we're fucking them, we're making babies out of them or something, you know?
Yeah, if there were aliens and the government secretly had aliens technology and aliens,
he would have blown that cover.
Trump would have told us.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Vegas footage of the space monkeys in the guy's yard?
Yeah, I did see that.
Is that something I can look up?
I want that to be true more than it's like,
of course.
God, it's just not, you know.
Of course not. But it is interesting to watch and funny.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a National Enquirer front page that's like the technology's gotten better. So instead of seeing a photoshopped, you know, black and white picture on a newspaper in the aisle at the grocery store, now you're seeing it in a 20-minute
video. What was that? My grandma used to get those as the newspapers or whatever.
Right.
The ones beyond the National Enquirer, you know, but there was like, wow, holy shit, you find out some crazy shit. Like there's a, you know, but none of it's actually based even on, you know, like leads to an article that there might have been a kid who had a bat face. There's no Bat Boy or whatever they used to.
Yeah, we saw the
Bat Boy was great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that probably, I mean, that was a industry.
So is this is this alien thing in Vegas something that I should pull up on YouTube, or is
It was like a police. I don't know even
No,
what.
it's like a ring cam shot. It seemed like some aliens were like hiding behind a fence, all confused.
Oh yeah, I can't. I'm getting his handheld shots.
And then they're saying that a lot of people reported seeing lights down. So then these guys just have this weird video, and then they throw it together.
I think that Chaille, I think Mick West, who's like a UFO debunker on Mick West on Twitter I think that's where I saw it.
Speaking of UFO debunkers, do you see Randy Quaid is back in the world a bit? I saw a picture of him and Chevy Chase at like some sort of a get together, but it's like somebody said Randy actually showed up and was cordial and made, like he must have gotten new meds or something. He trimmed his beard up. So I think he's hilarious I think it's hilarious the videos he did and shit, but it just seemed like from an outsider's viewpoint, he seemed to be on crystal meth and maybe not in a good mental place. So that's not as funny for his character. But
yeah.
But man, I would love to see him come back and do some stuff.
That would be funny. It would be quite the
maybe we can be friends again on Twitter, bygones be bygones or whatever,
Start anew. Maybe he could come to the show on Saturday night
or log in. Inexpensive.
If you're one of Randy Quaid's kids, maybe a great Father's Day gift is getting
absolutely.
I got my ticket, Andy. I'll be there.
All right.
I did get one.
All right. So yeah, you guys tell me if I had any zingers. Then I don't know. I mean, I felt better about things, but then I've had cancer. So
you do have a set in mind?
Yeah.
A semblance of an idea?
Yeah. You know how it goes. I mean, but I mean, if I'd been
I know how it goes. That's why I'm asking you.
I know. What I'm saying. I'm asking you, do you know how it goes?
Literally. Do you know how it goes? And could you link it at me?
Asking a pointed question.
You tell. Yeah. Like
what's my opener again?
Remind me of the first.
You were there, right? Talk about how you quit drinking Dr. Pepper. Do like 15 minutes on Dr. Pepper, and then
they slum you. I'm back on the sugared soda because the airlines they just like fucking hover over you. And
wait, you're back on the sugar?
Drink.
You're wait, you lasted a week?
Well, no, it lasted about 3 weeks.
No. Last week was your first day of not drinking sugar soda. And he's drinking a Coke
like you guys
there.
don't like you don't do but Chad smokes pot.
Dragged me into this. I didn't
even I was gonna say, poor Chad.
He's quiet
sitting there.
I mean,
and not only that, Andy, but you also smoke.
I don't have any bad habits.
You can't make the argument that like he gets his pot, I get my Dr. Peppers, man. It's just we all have our thing. You also smoke.
I'm still drinking water over here.
I just so my forehead isn't above my glass frames. I can have that many sodas.
Oh, that's your tell when it's too much.
But I showed self-control with it for a while, so I'm not opposed to doing that.
Well, how many days?
Well, I mean, it's we all fall off the wagon from time to time.
Answer the question. If last Thursday you stopped.
I found RC colas about a week ago at Fred Meyer's.
Well, that was a week ago when you stopped.
Yeah. So I stopped.
It was a week. It was a Wednesday. So
Wednesday.
I haven't had
And then the next day you found RC colas
on special.
Yeah. Fucking internet. Like if you randomly walk into a mini mart, you'll never find RC cola. But if you Google RC colas near me,
amazing.
So, but I'm going to make that 12-pack last all summer.
That's a good compromise.
That's the best way to drink RC Cola.
Yeah,
Rarely.
it's not that good. Where Dr. Pepper is delicious.
I used to have a bit about drinking RC Cola and like the responsibility involved, because if you're drinking RC Cola, like you yourself are keeping like one RC Cola delivery guy afloat, like if they can't afford to lose anybody
Yeah, yeah, especially like some place that sold them, you know, like we got to cut you from the shelf space. Mr. Pibb added a new angle. Mr. Pibb,
Mr. Pibb added more cinnamon.
Mr. Ultra Plus.
Yeah, fucking Shasta. God damn it.
Yeah. RC is you know, it's probably just like fucking 8 or 9 people working at RC Cola anymore, protecting the recipe.
Yeah. In my dumb bit, it was about the guy, you know, he loads up the RC Cola vending machine and then he just sits across the street in his truck and watches it. See if he sells.
I wonder what you know, I was like, what keeps them afloat?
I think they're owned by 7-Up, aren't they?
Yeah, they must be a low brand for somebody else. I'd like to think it's a RC factory and it's just, you know, a small family and they've had better times.
You remember there's a great Simpsons joke about RC Cola in the episode when Homer, Alec Baldwin and Kim Basinger are vacationing outside of Springfield, like secretly, because they want to get away and they don't want anyone to know who they are. And they meet Homer and Homer starts hanging out with him, but he's not supposed to tell anybody, you know, but of course he can't not tell everybody. And then they cut him loose and then he starts ripping on them and he's like, and you know, he's doing like a little preening dance in front of everyone from the town, ripping on Alec Baldwin and Kim Basinger. And he's like, oh, and they're up there drinking Royal Crown Cola. It's the fucking shit. Oh my God, so funny.
Isn't there a alcohol drink that you go Crown? And
that's Crown and Coke.
Not Royal
Crown Royal.
Oh, all right.
So
RC,
you can have a Crown.
I'm already thinking RC must have royalty in their lineage or whatever. But yeah, they just kind of a fucking asshole soda. That's what you know, when I drink it, I feel like an asshole. So I'm associated. I'm gonna, you know, I'm cutting weight.
It's just cheap. It was the company that
trash. You get your Williams bread bologna sandwich and your RC Cola, and here's a couple of Fritos. Get the fuck out of here.
Now go stand over with the boarding groups.
Yeah, go pre-board. Here's what a group I didn't infiltrate on the next flight, and I don't think I had a chance. There were young Jewish kids going off to camp. Like, you know, there was when we got there was dudes with the hats and corralling them. Like I don't think
what hats? What are you talking about?
The yarmulke, or what do they call their little hats? They call it, you know, like.
Well, there's other hats.
You got that one right, Andy.
Yeah.
They're
like like a little frisbee thing.
There's so many ways you could have mispronounced that, and
you nailed
it.
But happy group going, and then, you know, it's like, well, I thought cheerleading camp, and then when we got to the hub, there was like, oh, bummer. It's not going to be a fun camp. You're going to be, I don't know, maybe it's fun. Like, you know, if I went to a camp and it was just like the only reason we're all there is, hey, all right, we're all Caucasians. Run around and
there's church camps. I mean, kids who go to church.
Yeah, I know. I went to those.
Wait, Andy, didn't you go to someone's house for a sleepover, but they were a black family?
The Pritchett's, I was.
Yeah.
But
so you don't understand just being white and going to a camp. You have to go with the Pritchett's.
Yeah, but church camp sucked. But it was same.
It wasn't church camp. It was, you were staying at someone's house. I probably
could have used Christian instead of Caucasian, but it's like a camp associated on a thing, and you can be, I don't know, can you be Jewish without being Jewish?
Well, I mean, Judaism is interesting because it's you
can accept
an ethnicity and a religious choice, you know. So it kind of depends on the context of what you're talking about.
But there's fake ones like that George guy out in New York. That guy's starting to grow on me too. Am I starting to
Santos?
Yeah, he's like showing up at Mets games doing selfie. He's like so over the top. Like so he's a character that would walk around at a corrupt politician Disneyland. Like, oh, there's the Ted Kennedy driving down the boozy street. Ooh, look out on the lake. Whatever. Like Lindsey Graham's kind of that way too. He's like, he God damn it. And he's it's a fucking hothead. fucking half-baked ideas yelling and shit. And who's that other one? One who sound well, Gomer's great. Gomer, some of them sound like and then there's that Kennedy who sounds like he's from he used to talk normal. Now he's like, now explain that to me so I understand what you saying. But he used to not have that fucking stupidness to him. It's kind of
cranking up the dumb colloquialism.
If they weren't in charge and
he's more appealing,
and making things fucked for people or whatever, it's kind of fucking, I wish I could just be more enjoy it, because it's like it is ridiculous, and it's ridiculous on the other end at times too. But it's it's like one side's running with Jesus, so that's going to always be a lot more ridiculous. Whenever your fallback is, well, Jesus Christ talked to me in my sleep and told me this. All right,
okay,
that's good. You sure it just wasn't? You haven't have you? When you hear the voice of God, is that I think people think that's what they're hearing. It could be a neighbor yelling, could be could be a TV left on in another. I don't think there is one, but if you hear a clear voice, it might not be God, it might be internal. It's always a fear.
Sure.
God talks to you. Wait, I have a person. I think. Wait, I'm pretty fucked up. I got mental problems. Bingo heard voices in her head. They just weren't religious.
Well, maybe she just didn't understand them.
Yeah. At least I think she did. I assume Bingo. No, is Bingo? She has voices in her head. I don't know if she hears them.
Well, that's a fine line.
Yeah.
I think it's more she has thoughts. I don't think she has voices. Chad, can you weigh in on this?
Not on somebody else. No.
She has a thing that she's talked about in the past.
It's a schizophrenia, though, right?
Yeah, it's like thoughts, like weird thoughts. It's different than hearing voices.
The thinking that a sloth made her pregnant is weird and hilarious. Like if you were just like, okay, you're writing it, that's what you'd come up with. Like, okay, she's been impregnated by a sloth, but not really. She just thinks. When did she ever run across? There's like a lot of questions there.
Yeah, how did it catch her?
Mm-hmm. And where do sloths hang out?
Trees, dude.
Madagascar.
Only
South America.
I have never run across a sloth.
Probably not in Madagascar.
Even in a zoo. I thought they were.
It looks like George Santos is doing the.
Yeah, the fingers up. Rabbit ears behind my head.
Yeah.
He's a prankster.
He is.
I like that picture is like him, right hand to God, as I live and breathe.
All the stuff they accuse him of are kind of hilarious too. I mean, well, not hilarious, darkly hilarious.
It's what you're talking about, Andy. Like, Chad's already got that detachment that we're looking for here to enjoy the comedy and the spectacle of it all. But these people are making life really shitty in a direct way for a lot of people. So it sucks to have them around. But George Santos, his crimes are mostly like he's more victimless. It's just him saying, yes, of course I was an astronaut. I was on the space shuttle. I was there. I get it.
He's a bullshitter. But here's the crime that was kind of, it did have a victim. He said he's going to raise money for this Vietnam vet or a vet whose dog's dying and needed his surgery. And he goes, I'll help you out with that. And then he took all the money and the guy's dog died. That one is going to, that one's going to come back to bite him in court, that dog.
Well, that would be appropriate.
And when there's a hilarious Netflix about him, I mean, the guy's living a weird life, and he's in Congress as a complete bullshitter. That's going to make a good series when it comes out. And he's, who knows what, he was a drag queen in Brazil.
He's he'll have a decent life. Like however this all plays out, he'll have another job after this. He'll be around.
Yeah, write a book.
He could just be on talk about a reality show. They just fucking give him a reality show and let him do whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah, The Truth with George.
I'm really high, but his ear is disproportionately big in that picture.
Yeah, it is.
Put a wig over it and some lipstick on it, and he's not half bad.
Get nice skin.
Yeah.
That's not by accident, guys.
Oh man, that's he got once he started getting that those money from this shit, he started getting, he's all fucking fancy. He's one of the best dressed dudes in Congress now.
For him.
Fucking designer
But
shit.
there is a difference between a guy like that.
That's what I would do. I mean, if you could run my politics and ideas are completely different, but I'd get in there and just start spending the shit out of money and like, wait, that's not your own personal. Yeah, it is. You then indict me. It takes a couple of years.
Looking good is part of the job.
Right. Like what was that? There was that Eddie Murphy movie where he was basically did that, right? He got elected because his name sounded like it, and then he got into Congress and it was but it was just fucking I mean, how do you I'd fucking get billions or millions of dollars. How do you just I get the religious groups behind me or whatever, just fucking send me money and shit. I'll say stupid shit. Say outrageous shit, get all fired up and shit. I'd love to see like a Doug Stanhope in a congressional setting where he'd go one-on-one with some of those folks.
Distinguished Gentleman is the name of the movie you're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Eddie had a string of them.
1992.
Yeah. I
was busy that year.
He had some really big box office ones that we all remember, and then he had a bunch that were in there that it's like I see him. I don't even remember that one coming out. I was a big Eddie Murphy fan, but there's
he made a lot of movies, didn't he?
Yeah, not quite the Sandler level, but yeah, for a while there. Like Golden Child was, I think, probably one of the weirder ones that he did, but he could have just kept doing the same thing over and over. Eddie, I mean, if he would have done Beverly Hills Cop 100 times, it would still be the same, I think he got bored. I mean, that guy was like the most confident 21-year-old movie star. It's like you would think that that would get old after 10 years of that.
Speaking of confident movie stars, this can lead into talking about what we're watching. I started watching the Arnold Schwarzenegger docu-series. Have you guys seen that? I don't even know.
Wait, docu-series or the
3 episodes?
No, I've seen it.
It's great.
Yeah,
it's great.
Wait,
man, it's great.
Wait, he's got another thing that he's pushing out right now. What are you talking about? What's the name of it? Let me look it up.
I don't even remember. It's a 3-part series on Arnold, and the first part is about his young life weightlifting, and then it's second one's about his movie star career, and the third.
Is it on Netflix?
I think it is on Netflix. Yes, it is on Netflix.
Third one's about his political life, or
about everything after.
Mm-hmm.
But he's deeply involved in it. So he's like sitting in a chair with a cigar talking about his life, and they're showing clips, and he's fucking great.
Mm-hmm.
He's walking around his little farm with his little miniature donkey and all of his little animals. Talk about, like Chad with his chickens following him around.
Yeah.
All these animals follow him around this giant farm he lives on, and he's just super chill.
I don't know if it's true. I heard they're doing another twins, which would be funny. Danny DeVito and Schwarzenegger is twins now. Still, I mean, the premise
it was
funny so much.
Though, the Arnold thing was impressive. Like what he did.
It's just called Arnold.
Yeah, there it is. I mean, I knew his story, but to get the details of it, was really interesting and fun. And the guy was incredible. I was sense of, just like Mr. Olympia 6 times in a row or some shit like that.
Did they get it? I'm not saying he had anything to do any gayness, but was there any dimension of the gay world around the bodybuilding? Because they used to
joked about how he goes to his old house in Austria, in the little town he grew up in, and how he got into bodybuilding right away, and he saw Hercules the movie, and he was like, that's what I want to be like. That I'm going to be like that guy. And he wanted to go to America from that age. Mm-hmm. So he was just dedicated. And then he saw the same guy on a muscle magazine on the cover, and he didn't even know that's when he discovered that all existed. So then he'd cover his wall in muscle guy pictures, and his you know, his mom was extremely worried about him for a lot of years because, you know, he's just looking at oiled up men all the time. But yeah, there's I loved it. It was really good. I haven't seen the whole thing yet. I watched the first 2 episodes.
It's a actor, athlete, American. It's three different things. I was confused because he's also kind of pimping this thing called Fubar, and I tried watching it, and it's a spy thing, but it's unwatchable. So,
is that, you think that Shotzi's is still around in Venice? There was a bar that he used to own, or it was called Schwartzy's at one point.
I don't know.
Never heard of it.
Me and Doug used to drink there back in the Man Show days, but it was one story about Arnold came down. It was like they were having a Christmas party somewhere nearby, and he came and handed out 8x10s to everybody that was in the restaurant. It's like, hell, it's a picture of me. Happy Christmas. A mind blower. Here's one of the
things that they talk about in the docu-series is that he kind of brought back cigar smoking, because he's always loved cigars, and in his movies he would be, Terminator, smoking a cigar, and it got to be a thing after he brought it back. Like, he was fucking huge. So all right, that's a good legacy, I guess.
Yeah, mouth cancer. It's actually is a tumor. Yeah, that's what's in my neck. They say it's inoperable.
Dude, you're ready for Saturday, bro.
Yeah, dude, right there. There's your zinger.
Ready. You're firing right now. Fucking let's go. Let's do it right now.
Hey, we better take a break so Bruce can change his diaper, yo.
Oh my god.
Oh fuck.
I a while back, Stanhope recommended a audiobook to me called Under the Banner of Heaven by John Krakauer, which was so really good that whenever I ran across a series by the same name on Hulu that I probably wouldn't normally watch, but sometimes I have to compromise to watch stuff with Jenny because we don't watch the same kind of stuff. But this kind of crossed over, so watch this with Jenny, and it was pretty good. So Under the Banner of Heaven is on Hulu. About the
is it like Hallmark Network shit, or
it's a pretty brutal kind of attack on Mormonism in a lot of ways.
All right.
Yeah.
Like, because it's about the Mormon fundamentalist murders that happened.
I watched that.
Yeah, I think Erickson watched that.
I watched that
a while back.
Yeah, the guy who plays the main character is really good.
Yeah,
and it's a true story, but the detectives aren't real. Like they fictionalized
they drama that part all up.
They made fictional detectives, but the story, the crime itself was real. That I did enjoy that. That was wild. So that was a book first.
It's like
I didn't know
like
that.
not a fictional book, like a documentary style book that is
about the crime.
Blew me away. Very good.
Yeah.
So both of those, more so the audiobook I would recommend.
All right.
Well, I got stuck on a plane, sitting in the last row with my back up against the fucking shitter. Because
you don't pre-board.
I was in Chicago, and
Chaille doesn't know how to limp.
I don't know how to limp, and I just can't stand the smell of dirty diapers. So we were 15 minutes late boarding the plane, and no announcements. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And just then they go, hey, flight 1477, just want to let you know, the pilot walked around the plane, which is their pre-flight. They do that thing. And he noticed we need 3 new tires.
Whoa.
This is not a 757. 200 people standing there waiting. no announcements, no nothing. And they go, so give us an hour and come on back. And it's like, an hour. What the fuck? You got the F1 crew.
Chaille.
So basically, I got stuck onto American Airlines flight. It was fucking a nightmare, right? But the only thing, because I got stuck in main cabin too, so I had my phone, my little phone, to watch something, and I'm like, I can't. There's nothing here. I'm looking at everything, and then one of the suggestions that Chad gave came up, and I'm like, I'm in, and it was fucking Blackbird, dude. Do you remember that one?
Oh yeah.
The guy from Kingsman and the series Kingsman, and he goes to jail for drugs and guns, and then he tries to. They think they can get him to get this guy to talk who's killed a bunch of gals, or they think he has, but he's a serial confessor. And it was, I'm stuck on a plane. I don't even want to think about where I'm at. And it was a nice escape. I never would have fucking even thought about that one, except that I remember Chad talking about it. And I've just finished it off last night. It was fucking good.
Yeah.
I think they rushed the ending.
Yeah.
Oh no.
That guy was great, man.
The guy who played.
It's a Civil War enactment is different than the Revolutionary War.
Yeah.
That's the guy who played the big doofus in
Cobra
I,
Kai.
Tonya.
In where?
I, Tonya.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah, and he was also in
The
Cobra
Looney?
Kai.
No,
He
the
was-
other guy.
Dragon Fang.
the bouncer.
The big dumb guy that actually
Yeah,
did the knee smacking.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy's great.
Yeah.
All right, I got a quick. I watched a movie called Old Henry with Tim Blake. It's a Western, and I liked it. It's just, it was I've
it's
seen
all
that
right.
kind of story a few times, but
Yeah.
I like Tim Blake. He's great. Anyway, that's it. That's the only thing I've seen of
Well, your
note.
recommendation for watching is Saturday night.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
novacomedy.com
Saturday night
at
here.
10:30 Eastern, 9:30 Central,
Buy a ticket.
and 7:30 Pacific time. I was going to do Mountain Time, but then Arizona's in the mountains, and you guys don't. You didn't
And
say-
consider
Yeah,
yourself
but
invited.
Idaho
I
and
didn't know what time.
Utah,
They'll figure it out.
they'll figure
I
it
didn't
out.
want to get too confused.
Get on there early though, because the spots will fill up. Chad's there. I'm definitely going to be there.
Be there.
Brett and
Henry
Carrie might
Phillips
get a
will be here.
couples, turn it into a couples night.
I'll be there.
Right. Happy Father's Day.
Fuck yeah.
What's the day before?
It's the way we celebrate Father's Day, it kind of just
Mhm.
spills over in a couple days.
Yeah, I'll probably
So-
party for Father's Day a little.
Yeah, good for you. Drink a little sugar soda.
Yeah, have a happy
Back on
cup.
it.
Well, no, I'm not, if I do days in a row, no.
I'm just gonna
Chasing
keep
the
smoking
dragon.
pot, man. Fuck it.
Yeah. Sorry, lashed out. It's just us cola freaks.
All right. Well, we hope we'll see all of you guys Saturday night. And we love that you guys are out there. Thanks for being out there. Join our Patreon if you haven't. We have one. It's Issues with Andy. Patreon.com/Issues with Andy. $5 a month. You get all kinds of cool stuff on there. A lot like what stuff you're seeing right now. In fact, a lot of it is exactly this. Just go over there and enjoy it over there. Why don't you? And that's it. We'll see you next time. Thanks for being out there. Later.